Good. All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Wednesday, November 12th, 2025 Commission meeting. I'd like to call this meeting to order and have a roll call, please.
Commissioner Marquardt.
Here.
Commissioner Matherly.
Here.
Commissioner Braun.
Here.
If you'll all rise for the invocation, please. Heavenly Father, we come before you today with hearts full of gratitude and humility. As we gather in this commission meeting, we pause to honor and thank you for the brave men and women who serve our nation with courage and dedication. We lift up a special prayer to those who serve at Holloman Air Force Base and White Sands Missile Range, guardians of our skies and stewards of our national defense. May your hand of protection be upon them as they carry out their duties with honor and skill. We also remember all veterans, past and present, who have served across the globe. Their sacrifices have preserved our freedoms, and their commitment inspires us to lead with integrity and purpose. Bless their families with peace and strength. Guide our leaders with wisdom and compassion as we make decisions that affect our community and those who serve it. May we never take for granted the liberty we enjoy, and may we always strive to be worthy of the sacrifices made on our behalf. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
If you'll follow us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico, the Zia symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures. Okay, we have a proclamation for Veterans Day today, and I will read that, and then we'll have a presentation for the downwinders.
You want to approve the agenda and stuff?
We can approve the agenda before we do that if you'd like. I just want to pull number 21 on new business until after executive session. Do I get a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve today's agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we'll go on with our Veterans Day proclamation. Whereas in 1954, President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed the first Veterans Day proclamation calling on our nation to pay appropriate homage to the veterans of all its wars who have contributed so much to the preservation of this nation. And whereas because the commemoration of Veterans Day was a matter of historic and patriotic significance, on September 20th, 1975, President Gerald Ford signed Public Law 94-97, returning the annual observance of Veterans Day to its original date of November 11th. Veterans Day continues to be observed on November 11th, regardless of the day of the week on which it falls. And whereas on Veterans Day we honor our nation's veterans who have given so much to protect our freedoms and the freedoms of others around the globe. They represent the highest ideals of our country. While we can never fully repay the debt we owe these heroes, we will continue to honor their service and provide them with the care and support they deserve. And whereas many of our veterans carry the scars from their service, both visible and invisible, and it is our nation's responsibility to help them heal. And whereas as we honor Otero County veterans, past and present, we also pay tribute to their families who have borne untold burdens, yet remain steadfast in their support and strength, continuing to inspire us all. And whereas we call upon all residents of Otero County to remember and honor the veterans who fought to safeguard our heritage and freedom, and to celebrate this day by proudly displaying the flag of the United States of America. Now therefore, we, the Board of County Commissioners of Otero County, New Mexico, do hereby proclaim Tuesday, November 11th, 2025 as Veterans Day in Otero County, and urge all citizens to join in honoring our veterans through appropriate ceremonies and observances. So we do appreciate our veterans. And we've got a lot of them in Otero County.
Yep.
The biggest shame on our country is that we don't take better care of our veterans, that we depend on Tunnel to Towers and Wounded Warriors Project to do what we should be doing. But that's my rant. Okay, so now we have a presentation from Ms. Kuya for the Downwinders.
This is just very minimal information.
How are you?
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. We have received, and when I say we, I feel like every department in this building and the annex has received so many calls about the downwinders, how to apply, how to collect the information needed for the application, that the Treasurer's Office just wanted to come here, speak briefly about the qualifications. Really, the microfiche is a crucial part of the application process if the applicant does not have a deed. So I have spoken with Selena as well. The interesting thing is the Treasurer's Office has the microfiche and the Clerk's Office has the microfiche reader. So they come to our office and we have just kind of a general sheet to make sure we get the microfiche back. They give us their name, contact information, and the years that they are seeking for the application. So basically, the Downwinders program covers 5 states, all of New Mexico, thank goodness for our community members, Utah, Nevada, Idaho, and I gave you guys that.
Arizona.
Arizona, thank you. And it covers a multitude of various different cancers based off of the bomb testing. And the years are from September 24th of 1944 until November 6th of 1962. So any family member, there really aren't too many people alive, especially from our site, the Trinity site, but any family member can apply on behalf of their family member. One of the main requirements is that you have to prove that you paid taxes for 1 year. And so that's where the microfiche comes in. Interestingly enough, so I just brought this one. This one is 1957 and 1958. It's just a large roll that they help put into the reader. And a lot of our customers and applicants are having a hard time understanding what they're looking at on the microfiche. But basically what it is if you can find your family's name on there, that is recorded that they paid taxes for that year, which is proof that they paid the taxes for 1 year. The clerks can do a screenshot of that on the records, and then either, we've had a few people, out of 30 people that have come in to seek the records and the information, only 2 have found the family's names, and it's because of how difficult the microfiche is, because people just don't know what they're looking at. And so recently I have found out from 1944 up until about 1949, the microfiche goes by alphabetical order, but it goes daily alphabetical order. So if somebody is coming in and they're looking for, that record, it's not on that specific day they're looking at. You have to look through every day. And, we try to encourage the people that are coming in and seeking this information to try to narrow it down. But narrowing that down is difficult if they really don't have a great idea and they don't have a deed. They can definitely try to get a copy of the deed, which Selena has provided when needed. But after 1949, the records changed, and it changed to county and city. So now, instead of it being alphabetical order, you have to look in your county and or city. And then closer to 1960, the records changed to city only. So we're trying our hardest to assist in providing the correct years, also trying to provide what the information is that they're looking for. And so we're trying to work that out. I think what we will do, I sent this morning emails to Pam and to Sylvia with the links to the websites. so they could send them to you guys and whomever. I think it might be a good idea for us to put those on the website, just so they have access to that. They can find the application also on any one of the 3 websites that I provided. The application is 24 pages. And so you either need to have a copy of that record or the deed. Those are the 2 main. You don't have to have both. One or the other is sufficient. But that is kind of how you start that. Then I spoke with someone this morning that they submitted an application at the end of September. And it was for a family who have passed years ago. They received a letter from the Department of Justice 2 weeks after they submitted the application because it was complete and nothing needed to be changed, stating that their application was approved. 2 weeks ago, they received another letter from the Department of Justice stating that they were going to be awarded the cap on the claims is up to $100,000 per person affected. And this person is going to receive that cap, is going to receive that maximum amount. The letter just requested banking information. And so that turnaround time is pretty quick now because there aren't too many people that are submitting applications. But I believe, like you do, on assisting veterans and assisting, New Mexico was hit really hard. And a lot of the information that I was reading on some of the websites, they're anticipating 700,000 claims out of New Mexico. And the deadline to submit your application is December 31st of 2027. So we are going to try to provide as much information as we can. At least I know a little more about the breakdown of the years because I thought it was daily alphabetical order. And so those jumps are a little strange, and we'll try to narrow that down to make it easier. But we just thought that everybody should have this information, and at least we can recommend them go to our website, which is always good for them to get on our website. And we can have that information. I don't think that we will be providing the applications just because they're 24 pages each, and they can go on to any one of those places and download it themselves. So one of the websites is downwinders.com, easy. The other one is justice.gov/civil/RECA. And RECA stands for Radiation Exposure Compensation Act. So if you see that anywhere, that's what that stands for. I gave you guys a list of the cancers that are required. You'll definitely have to provide documentation and diagnosis or even death certificates that show any one of the, looks roughly like 15, 16 different types of cancers. But if there, and we'll make sure that we put that information on as well, if a family member has a different type of cancer, I would certainly just recommend reaching out to the Downwinders program, and they'll be able to assist anybody. So that really is just kind of all I wanted to share. I just felt like it was important that we get the information out to the community. There have been a ton of calls coming in from people out of town. There have been some IPRAs on the request for the full scope of those years. And it would be wonderful if we could narrow that down, because the microfiche is, we have microfiche from 1899 up to 1994. So there's 105 years worth of microfiche. That's a lot of years, but a lot of their requests are for the entire 1944 to 1962. So it would be nice if we could just help narrow that down, help people get that information faster.
Have you reached out to the Downwinders group in Tularosa too?
I have not reached out to them yet.
Okay. I think that's a fairly large group. Maybe do the same presentation for Tularosa.
I would love to do that. You know, in my previous career, about 7 years ago at Habitat, we had, I would say, 7 to 10 different families come into our office asking for home rehab assistance. It's where they own the home, but they need significant upgrades. So every one of those family members had some form of cancer they were downwinders, and a lot of them were the last remaining family members. And I thought it was horrible that they hadn't received assistance yet, and so it's really nice to see that this is available. So I definitely will reach out. I think that's a great idea.
How do you send, when they ask for the microfiche through IPRA, how do you send them a copy of that?
That we're trying to figure that out.
Yeah. I used to work with microfiche at the telephone company. I was just trying to think how you would do that.
We're trying to figure that out because that is massive.
Yeah.
That's why I would like to reach out and just maybe request additional information. You know, I know legally we can't ask for certain things, but we can certainly try to ask for additional information to assist narrowing down the search, whatever the correct verbiage is. We'll do that, but
Well, I appreciate the treasurer's office getting involved in this because this is kind of a massive undertaking for somebody that's, you know, really not in tune with
massive.
how to get this information. So thank you for doing this, and I
Anytime.
can imagine the calls you're getting. So,
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
thank you.
Thank you.
We'll move on to our sheriff's office report. Does anybody have a space heater? Could put it right here at my feet.
Good morning, Commissioners. David Black, Otero County Sheriff.
Good morning.
For October, Sheriff's Office responded to 2,055 calls for service. We generated 294 investigative reports, had 57 traffic crash investigations. We had 89 arrests in October. Issued 115 traffic citations, served 210 subpoenas for the courts. Responded to 69 calls in Tularosa, 83 calls on Cloudcroft, and 396 calls in the city of Alamogordo. And I did add this so you guys just kind of get an idea. Chaparral, we had 622 calls for service in Chaparral. In our narcotics division, we had 8 search warrants. And in addition to the 89 arrests we had here, we had 44 arrests through the narcotics division. We had 1 agency assist. They generated 54 case reports. We did seize $19,502 in cash. And this was basically one of our interdiction units. Based on the information that they had received working the case and stuff, they did get a vehicle stopped and seized that money. Now, we did not get the money. Okay? We got our DEA partners out of Las Cruces involved because of certain happenings within the case. So that money was turned over to DEA. We can't keep it anyway. If it stays here, it goes to the state, so.
I know.
We did seize 17 vehicles. We had 8 firearms seized. We had 41.8 grams of meth was seized, 1.8 grams of heroin, 1.4 grams of Suboxone, 8.03 grams of cocaine, 1 gram of fentanyl powder, and 96 fentanyl pills were seized. About a little over $26,000 worth of illegal narcotics. And again, we don't get $26,322. That's just the street value of the drugs that we seized. Special events, public relations, we were very busy in October. 1st, Coffee with a Cop at the Otero Grounds building. On the 4th, we had a Shop with a Cop fundraiser at C Seniors, which was very good. The 7th, we attended the National Night Out at Holloman Air Force Base. 14th, we had the Otero County National Night Out at the fairgrounds. 24th, we had a trunk or treat in La Luz. 25th, we had a LETR, Special Olympics event in Las Cruces. 25th, we had a Halloween Fest at White Sands Missile Range. 28th, we attended a Safety and Security / STEM program in Cloudcroft. They had the hot air balloon and everything up there. 29th, we had Red Ribbon Week presentation in El Paso. 31st, we had DARE graduation at La Luz Elementary. 31st, we had trunk or treat at Yucca Heights Elementary. And also on the 31st, we had the trunk or treat at the Elks Lodge. So we were very busy in October with our public relations events. Again, with our training right now, we're kind of concentrating on making sure everybody gets our mandated training done. That all has to be done by December 31st, and we're getting real close to having that all done. In our manning, again, we told you last month that we attended that halfway point for the Cadets Academy in Hobbs. They were doing very good over there. They will graduate, I believe it's December the 5th. And then we'll get them back here and get them started in the FTO program. So we're looking forward to getting those 4 back. We did have that community service officer resign. His replacement is Jalen Griffin. He has started with us, and he is doing very, very well. The IT position, Matthew Lundquist, has started, and he's kind of drinking from a fire hose right now, but he's
Well, he is learning from Barney. I mean, from
Emory.
Emory, so that's a lot.
So, and we've kind of got him on his, Lieutenant Emery's got him on his first assignment. He's going to Chaparral today to set up a detective office and stuff down there, so we'll see how he handles that. But he's doing really, really well.
Good.
We did have Nicholas Santiago. He started with us on the 26th as an uncertified deputy. He's currently in the pre-academy training. So as it stands right now, I have 1 position open with a job offer that'll be made in the next few days to fill that position. And then with approval of the consent agenda item number 10 on today's agenda, hopefully we'll get 3 additional positions. And I've got people on a wait list that I can probably have all 3 of those positions filled by the end of the year and have them, whether it be from the lateral transfer list or the uncertified testing that we'll do. Hopefully we'll have all 3 of those filled by the end of the year. On our vehicles, currently we've got upfitting processes going on our new transport unit. It's getting close to being done, and I got 2 patrol Tahoes that are real close to being done. And then we got 3 more Tahoes that Wicked Upfitters will get to work on. And hopefully we'll get them in service here pretty soon.
Is AC Brent working on them for you? 'Cause I saw 2 of your vehicles somewhere. I'm trying to remember where I saw
AC
them.
Print's doing the decaling
Yeah.
on them. That's all they do for us. But yeah, they're helping us out with that. So
David, back to your first numbers, you said that 2,000, is that up from normal?
actually, right now it's down.
Oh, I always thought it was running 1,700. I was just,
We're usually up 23, 2,400.
good.
Yeah, we're actually normally this averages out to about 68 calls a day. Normally we're up about close to 75, 80 calls a day. So those numbers are down. Where we see the increase is basically, responding to the other agencies and stuff, trying to help them out.
I notice it seems like fentanyl seizures are down a little bit. Do you think that's because President Trump has stopped the precursors for fentanyl coming in from China?
It has a lot to do with it. Talking with all the sheriffs on the Southwest Border Sheriffs Coalition, they're seeing the same thing. Fentanyl numbers are way down.
Good.
Human numbers are way down. So what they're seeing is the cartels still needing to make some money, so they're back to cocaine. And we're starting to see our numbers slowly rise in that cocaine category. So we'll probably see a bunch more of that here before long. And I think next week we'll go to Cochise County in Arizona, presentation over there, and we'll get some more updates from Border Patrol and stuff at that. So we can talk with our Border Patrol and see what's going on here, but when we go to these presentations, we usually get sector chiefs and stuff from all the sectors show up. So not only do we get what's happening at the El Paso sector, but now we get Arizona, California, Texas. You know, we kind of see what's happening all across the border and not just right here in our region. So
Okay.
those numbers help.
Yeah, because it generally comes through New Mexico, either direction they're going, so.
Yeah.
Do you have anything? Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. John Barney, 911 Director.
Good morning.
So for the month of October, I added a new statistic in there, but for the month of October for 911 calls, we did 2,599 911 calls, 4,978 admin lines, 45 reroute back into 911s, which is, we're seeing that's going up every month now, so people are seeing the abandon rate. When it abandons, they're clicking, yes, I need help, and it's ringing back into the center. So we're seeing that rate actually go up every month. Alarm calls 41, fire 284, law 284, outbound 2,206 with a total of 11,120, and it went up about 1,000 calls from last month. Our abandon rate is 4.69% with a total of 418 abandoned calls in the center last month. Our busiest time of the month, again, it swapped. Last month it was earlier in the days. Now it's 4 p.m., 5 p.m., and 2 p.m. And the new statistic, we did 7,927 dispatches out of our 911 center last month. Staffing is, we have 6 communication officer positions. We have 1 new hire starting on Sunday, and we're gonna be doing 2 to 3 interviews on Monday next week. Some events, we did attend the New Mexico Emergency Management Conference in Ruidoso. They asked us to bring the mobile command bus up there. So we did present that bus up there, and it was actually really good to kind of network with some other local people on the other side of the radio. We did attend an Axon CEO Summit. Axon's a very big provider in law enforcement, but they recently just acquired Prepared, which is one of our systems we use. And we just found out they acquired Carbine, which is our call handling system. So I think a lot of good things that are coming, better partnerships with that, and better technology that we're gonna see coming out of it. They're very focused on AI-driven technology right now. So learning some new things there, and now with Carbine acquired, it'll probably be another CEO Summit out there and seeing what Carbine has up their sleeves. I have 2 people currently in peer support training in Roswell to continue our peer support efforts that we have. Big thing that's happening today, we actually just passed our EZNet call handling certification this morning. I just got a call. So that means tomorrow we go live on the state EZNet system, which is just provide better services through the 911 system. We'll no longer be on camera trunks. We'll be on a voice over IP system with 1 selective router in the state. So it'll be actually easier to transfer calls, quicker transfers. You won't hear a tandem switch anymore when you dial 911. You should be able to dial 911 and it rings directly right into the center. There won't be like a delay when you call now. So that will kind of speed up the process with 911. Better accuracy, it's called 3i, just better location, geographic routing and everything. So we'll be working with El Paso with the bases that cover that area, because El Paso actually covers those bases for us down in the southern part of the county. So instead of it routing to us, we can have it directly route to them, so it speeds up the process of phone calls. And then our big thing is, instead of doing Toys for Tots this year, we decided to do a food drive. We've seen Toys for Tots out a lot, but with everything that's been happening with the government and everything, we decided that a food drive, I think, would be better for us in the community and providing to our local food banks from a food drive. And then a little bit more, just some awards that we issued out recently or will be issuing out. We issued a life-saving award, 21-year-old female seizures in Mescalero. For Josiah Vesey, he provided CPR instructions that was able to save the 21-year-old female and was able to be transported to the hospital and released. We are doing accommodation for the shift that worked the bomb threats all weekend. It was a Friday, a Saturday, and Saturday was a double bomb threat. So great job to that team. We also got acknowledgement from the sheriff's office, reference an incident with one of their deputies. They called 911 twice in one day. So we're recognizing our 2 dispatchers that took that call for life-saving measures on that aspect for that deputy's family. Also, we received an email through Rapid SOS and Driver Premier. Rapid SOS recently just, I don't know if you saw that, acquired Northern 911. Northern 911 is a relay system, so if your 911 calls can't plot or route to a proper 911 center, they route to an agency in Canada, and then Canada gathers the address and transfers them to the proper 911 agency within that jurisdiction. But they also partnered with a program called Driver Premier, and Driver Premier is like a third-party vendor for tow services, but not full tow services, more like vehicle lockouts or I need gas or I need a battery jump or something like that. A dispatcher used it for down in the Oro Grande area, and Driver Premier was able to provide this person gas. So it's either they work with the local tow companies in this area, or they have, instead of sending a whole tow truck, they may have more of a van style to do a vehicle lockout instead of taking that resource from a tow company. So it's the first time we used it. It just launched in our program, so we got it, and they're issuing us an award for that. And then the last thing was during our last month in October was Heart Month. So Pulse Point is who we work with our AED registries to register all of the AEDs in the county. Cloudcroft actually won a $500 gift card. So Cloudcroft Fire Department won a $500 gift card for registering the most AEDs in the nation. So that was pretty cool.
nation?
Yeah, so it's
Wow.
all based off of
Go
the nation
Cloudcroft.
and everything like that. So it was really, really cool that I got the call yesterday for that information. So other than that, I stand for questions.
When you said that those calls route through Canada,
Yeah.
is that a fast process?
No, it's not. A 911 call has to go somewhere. It can't just not be unanswered. So there's 2 relay companies out there. Intrado, which is actually who handles all of our 911 infrastructure through the United States. There's a relay system through them. And then there's another relay system, which is Canada, which is Northern 911. Now with how AI-driven technology is coming out and everything like that, I could see this process actually speeding up instead of going to Canada and coming back. But it's pretty much they answer the phone, they get your address, now they transfer you to the actual 911 center. So they're not taking any of your information, they're literally just relaying the call to the next place. Where we see this a lot is a lot of businesses, like the hospital. You dial 911 from a hospital, it actually goes to the relay center. And the reason why is these hospitals are not just local government, like local areas, they are like our hospital is based out of Texas, so it's easier for them to just contract with a company to route all the calls there instead of paying extra fees to register each of their phone lines to this local area. So they just have one address that's registered for their whole phone system, and that's why they route it there first to then reroute it to somewhere else. And a lot of companies do that because it saves them money, but it actually hinders the response for emergency operations. So. And with ESI, with this whole project, we should be able to see that more and actually do discrepancy reports and actually see why calls are routed certain ways, and then we can actually manually go in there and reroute those calls for the next time that something happens or fix those reroutes. So
Interesting.
a lot
I
more
know.
work, a lot more work coming for ESI, but
Yeah.
it's better in the long run.
So I have a lot of questions about your fuel delivery jump starts. Yeah.
Thought you
Yeah,
might.
it's new. I'm more than happy to send you some information
Yeah, I
on
might
what
need,
Driver
I
Premier
might need
is.
to
but-
take it offline, but
Yeah.
tow services are heavily regulated in order to be on the rotation
Yeah.
for police departments. So how are these people regulated?
I think it's a third-party company to work with you guys, so it'd be interesting to see who they called. This is when I was out of town I got it, so I don't know and why we got it, so I can pull the data from Rapid and see who they called and what tow service they called. But it's working across the whole nation. I guess Driver Premier has contracts throughout every state, and that's why it was launched in our state. So it's not just us only, it's the whole state of New Mexico that's on it now. So it'll be interesting to see what tow companies are working with and kind of go from there.
So it's this one company that's dispatching out on behalf of somebody in those needs, but going through our dispatch.
Yeah, so what it's doing is taking the relief off our dispatchers to go back to actual emergency operations instead of being that tow service to call these tow companies for everybody. So what it is they call us, hey, I'm on the side of the road, I need fuel. We send them a link and they go on, they fill their information out, and then Driver Premier goes and reaches out to whoever. So I can provide you the information if you would like to look at it more. It's new to me too, it just launched about 30 days ago. And they just launched a new thing in our program too for air services.
Okay, yeah, because it just worries me about the regulation side of it.
Yeah.
If it's meeting those requirements that the tow services are required to have
Mhm.
versus if it's an individual delivering fuel, are they doing their background checks? You're not allowed to contract.
Correct.
There's a whole bunch of regulations that we
Yeah.
fall under.
Yeah, Driver Premier has been pretty big. It used to be a third-party company anyway that 911 centers can integrate with, where instead of the dispatch centers calling, they would just give the call to Driver Premier, and Driver Premier does all the work for the 911 center. So the 911 center's not sitting there having to call tow trucks down the list. Driver Premier does it. So
That say, no, I'm not going to Oro Grande. Yeah.
exactly, for some of the tow companies.
I
So,
understand.
but that's where it is, and then might be, because we only have a certain list in Otero County, so maybe if no one answers here, they're calling people from El Paso. I don't know how that works. But it would be interesting now that you bring it up to kind of dig a little bit further on how the program works. It's been given to the dispatchers went through the training process, so it's kind of one of those things like, it's new, let's try it and see what happens, and it actually worked, so,
I'm interested.
yeah, I'll
Seems
send you
like
some
more of
information.
like in line with AAA rather than a tow service.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is.
you
It's
know?
like going through a AAA third-party person, but they said they're contracted with thousands and thousands and thousands of tow companies, so,
And I get it. I know that these people need to go through their own resources, but by us joining it through dispatch makes it regulated. And so are we meeting those requirements? If it was
Yeah.
directly to this company, that's one thing. But because it's this resource, are we in compliance with what the state says that we have
So-
to have?
yeah, and I think, if it's a law enforcement request, I think it's a little bit different because it's coming directly from the PSAP, right? But if it's just a citizen that calls and says, I'm out of gas, that's not a true service that 911 provides, right? That's not an us thing. So now this gives us the resources to provide additional resources to them instead of going, hey, here's a list of tow companies. We could just be like, here, call this, they will find you somebody for you. And I think that's what it is. So it's not like we're gonna use this company for a tow truck service that, the sheriff's office needs a vehicle towed from a crash. We'll still go through our rotation list. This is just a resource for the non-related law enforcement, public safety matters. Because people don't know what to do usually, so they just, let me call 911, hopefully they can help me. Because they're not from this area, so they don't know, and two, they're scared, so they call 911 because that's who's gonna help them. And this is just a resource to provide them, because, it takes a lot of time on the dispatcher to sit there and be like, okay, let me call these tow companies for you as I have other life-saving calls coming into the center, so.
And I get that, but our rules change depending on where the call comes from.
Mhm.
So that's why I always
Yeah.
say I want the customer's phone number directly, because that gets rid of that regulation, and I can actually lower the price for that person. But if it comes through dispatch in any way, I
Yeah.
am state mandated to
On
do it
their
a certain
prices.
way. So I want to deep
Yeah.
dive into that to make sure we're not going to get ourselves or a company in trouble.
Okay, yeah, I'll try to pull some of that information and share with you.
Okay.
Right.
Anything else?
That's it. Thank you, John.
Thanks,
Thank
John.
you.
Come on up, Cody, I got questions for you too.
Come on down. Price is right.
Good morning, Commissioners. Matt Clark, Emergency Services.
Good morning.
Good morning.
For code enforcement, they worked on 20 solid waste complaints, 2 vehicles, 3 open burns, and they picked up some trash on the side of the road a couple times. We responded to our office, 12 fire calls and 24 EMS calls to assist all the volunteers. We completed a school fire inspection up in High Rolls and 4 other commercial structures. We have 2 cases awaiting in court and 5 are in court. Completed 42 follow-ups and opened up 28 new cases. 5 Angie Court has a bench warrant. 4409 North Florida, a case was opened up to get him into compliance and then cite him into court most likely. 320 Jung Sung, a bench warrant's been issued. 1029 Mike Court, a warrant is still active. Tractor Road is still supplying
I don't
dump tickets.
understand.
How can there be that much trash out there?
Oh, there is.
There
but,
is.
I mean,
I
you
mean,
just pay somebody.
During the day of carrying or whatever it's called now, the road shop worked a day and a half on it and barely made a dent.
Mhm.
So he's got a lot.
It doesn't seem realistic that they're spending that much money per week when they can just pay somebody a set fee and get rid of it. Are we verifying these receipts? Are they legit?
Cody's getting them.
No, I mean, I know we get them, but, I mean, $400 a week when you could probably pay somebody $3,000 and be done with it. It doesn't make any sense.
I'll confirm those.
Okay, thank you.
53 Otero, the judge gave him a $100 fine. And Cody can elaborate more on that. 15 First Street, the amended criminal complaint has been filed in court. We still have nothing from the EPA on 23 Desert Star, but the property is vastly improved.
I was by Desert Star, Matt, Monday on my little running around. I don't think there's anybody living there, because it hadn't changed in the last month. There's still weeds to the front door. They're not, the main trailer, the big trailer, there's not that much weed, but it just doesn't look like any traffic, like people driving in there. And I couldn't see whether if the meter was still, if there was a meter still on the pole or not, but, and then First Street, that thing is every month it's worse and worse. That one shed's still out there in the road. We can get Tom with a piece of equipment and move that shed. You know, it's,
Tom says, send me, I'll go.
I don't know what's, you know, is that the one that's going to court, or you've,
That one is going to court today. He's refiling it today.
so whatever they beat us on last time, have we got that corrected?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
We believe so.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. The amount of effort and time the county has to put in to one little piece of property. And that's just one. I know you got 20, 30, 50, 100 of them, you know, but that's ridiculous. That is a waste of taxpayer money right there.
And
I
then,
mean, not that you're not doing a fantastic job, but what I'm saying is our system is so broke that we can't even make people clean their mess up. Oh, sorry.
The volunteers responded to 140 calls in the month of October. 4 fire calls, 110 of them were medical, and then just some public service calls. We applied for the State Fire Marshal's grant, and we got the award listing the other day. High Rolls is getting $600,000 for a new truck. Or Vista's getting $433,300 for an addition to their station up Alamo Canyon. Borough Flats is getting $17,200 for a PPE washer dryer. Because of all the carcinogens in your bunker gear, it's specific, and so it's more than just a typical household washer dryer. Tiburon got $316,000 for air packs and a fire station, and Mescalero got $600,000 for a new truck. So all in all, Otero County, $1.9 million in grants, so
That's good.
we didn't do too terribly bad. Special events, we did the National Night Out, a bunch of other ones. And like John said, we went up to the EM conference and we showcased our new compact deployable cell tower that was purchased thanks to the commission. A lot of interest into it, and really good feedback on being able to use that and have it as a deployable asset for our community. So thank you, commissioners, for allowing us to do
Which
that.
cell tower, the one up on 82?
No, this
No,
is that
it's
mobile one that we
mobile
got them.
one
Oh,
Yeah.
that we had at the
Got it.
fair. But we got to showcase it to other emergency managers across New Mexico and Texas. And they, very interested in it. Even some of the vendors came out and looked at it and they were interested. So it's going to be a huge, huge asset for us. State comms guy for the state of New Mexico, very impressed with it, that we could go out and get something like this. So it's going to be a great asset for Otero County. We're currently working on our hazard mitigation plan, our community wildlife protection plan, and our emergency operations plan. There's going to be a survey placed on the Otero County website for citizens and anyone to go in and fill out that survey to help answer some of the questions and dive deeper into some of what do the citizens think we need for hazard mitigation. I'm also working with the state on the HMP funding, the hazard mitigation funding. There's some funds that they don't want to get back to the federal government, so we're researching right now to get some emergency generators placed at all of our fire stations and all of our communications. Working on that one to try and get that money for us. It'd be great so that they don't have to give it back. There'll be a cost share on it, but I'll have more information at the next meeting. And with that, I'll stand for questions.
I have one. Matt, last weekend, Commissioner Barella and I both participated in the Keep Otero County Beautiful Cleanup. I was pretty disappointed in the turnout, especially from the county. My understanding was Bill was supposed to supply one of the portable trailer to go around and help pick up the trash and stuff. There was, like I say, I was the next to the youngest. Commissioner Barella was the youngest. So these are the people that are trying to pick up this trash. And I was really disappointed that nobody from the county besides that came out to participate. And I want to thank Sheriff Black. I don't know if they assigned a unit or if the deputy took it upon himself, but they were really doing good traffic control with the 30 people we had there. So that was real good. He must have got a call somewhere because all of a sudden the lights came on and off he went, but it did slow the people down around this. So I don't know when they're going to have another one. Pamela may know a little more on that because you met with Rod, but everybody gripes about Otero County being ugly and trash and everything, but nobody wants to participate to help. So I wish we could get something going through the county to help on this, because you can't imagine how much trash you can pick up and it's only a couple hours. If we could get 60, 80, 90 people to show up, just imagine what you could do down that road. So anyway, when I see Bill, I'll talk to him too, but I was I was a little disappointed, let me put it that way. So,
Understand.
but I appreciate everything else you guys do, but I just thought we were, because I know Bill is on that committee, he sits in those meetings, so he knew about it.
Yeah, I'll see what happened.
Otero, the only reason why I know it happened is because I got an email. I guess there was court again, and it was thrown out, or something happened, but the residents are complaining that they're not notified what's going on with the court cases.
The court, it went to court, and the judge fined him $100 for it, and then I went, that was, I can't remember what day it was, but the following Tuesday, I went and opened up, I gave him a week to get things done, and nothing was done, so that following Tuesday, I opened up a new case
Okay,
on it. Tomorrow, I'll be submitting it to court again.
can we just make sure we send an email or something to those folks so they know what's going on?
Okay. Yeah, I called one of the residents and told her,
Okay,
right after the court case, what had happened.
okay, thank you.
Is that the one with Rick and all that bunch?
Yep,
Yes, sir.
we just need to keep them in the loop up, and he's raising his hand. Okay.
May I ask a question
Sure.
to this gentleman? The property on First Street, is that in the city of Mount Memorial?
Bowles Acres.
Bowles Acres, thank you.
Okay.
Anything else?
That's all I have.
Yep. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Tom Porter, Otero County Road Department.
Good morning. You ready to start pushing snow?
Almost.
Saturdays?
I'll get to that in a minute. Well, I may as well address that right now. Two of the three brand-new Kenworths that we got had gone back up to Albuquerque for warranty work with less than 1,000 miles on them. We're still waiting for the third one to get back.
Wow.
Yeah, so I do have 5 trucks, including 3 of the real old ones, ready to go for Saturday, just in case.
Are those recall items that are, is that,
One of them was a recall, the other 2 were, we ran the trucks hauling local to see how they were gonna work, and the hydraulic system wouldn't talk to the computer, and the computer wouldn't talk to the truck, so we had to ship them up there. It's that new stuff, you gotta love it.
Why Albuquerque?
Because that's the
design?
dealership we bought them from.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so for last month, we finished up our chip seal. We are doing layout right now for striping. I know Commissioner Matherly asked me about that the other day. They should be done with layout today and hopefully striping next week. And that'll finish up 25's chip seal season. We had one cattle guard that we had to repair up in Hay Canyon that got destroyed. Nobody saw a thing. And of course, we've been hauling material all over the mesa, filling in roads and getting emergency work done on all of that. Matt and I have been working with FEMA, and as a matter of fact, Monday, this coming Monday, we have another mad dash across there to show them the Three Rivers low water crossing, one of the Tiburon low water crossings, and the set of gabions down on Cornucopia. The crew down in Chaparral has been a blessing, and they've done nothing but patching potholes and cleaning sand dunes for the last month. The brush crew has been trimming throughout the county and down in Chaparral also, and they finished up the roof season as of this week. We'll be done spraying for roof this year. And the only other thing was we also participated in the night out, which was a good turnout, I thought.
It's a great turnout.
Yeah. That's all I've got.
Tom, I just got a couple of questions for you. The 506 tank crossings, how are they?
We went through last week. They were pulling their signage down other than road closed. I think all they're waiting for right now is the cure time on the concrete for those tanks. They have not opened it up for road traffic yet. They still have the detours around them. They do have all 5 of them poured finally though, so that's a good thing.
And just to let you know, the people in Chaparral have noticed your crew down there, and they said to say, tell them thank you. I said, well, when you see them on the side of the road, tell them thank you.
Yeah, unfortunately, we did have one had to turn in his resignation. He had to go get another job someplace else, but the 2 of them are doing wonders down there. They really are.
Are you trying to rehire?
Yeah. Matter of fact, talking to Now, which is the superintendent, the foreman down there, we're gonna wait till after the first of the year, and if we cannot come up with another CDL driver, I'm probably gonna change one of the positions to a laborer position. And we've got a bunch of people that don't have CDLs that won't work down there, so.
You good?
Nope, I'm good, thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Tom. See what time it is. We got 5 minutes before we have to do the 10 a.m.
I'll make it quick.
Okay.
You have too much to do.
Trip Parker, project manager. First off, Chin's, I've got information this morning that we yesterday received the agreement, so that'll be on next month's agenda for approval. So that hopefully by the first of the year, we can get started on getting that roof replaced. Flickinger Center brick veneer project, we're negotiating pricing right now, and we're gonna utilize the new on-call contract for that, which is being confirmed today on the consent agenda.
And speaking of the Flickinger Center, I heard there were tiles falling out of in the auditorium. Have you heard about that?
Some of the, and that's gonna be addressed with, as part of this, some of the plaster.
Okay.
So when we had some pretty heavy rains is when that damage happened. And from what me and Eric have researched, we're pretty positive that the roof itself is not leaking, that it's the top of the parapet walls, which we're gonna be addressing, putting new trim up there to protect that. That's in horrible shape, the stuff that's on there. And we think the water's getting in and running down the roof and finding the first available place to exit.
So the tiles falling are from water damage? Or are they
Yes.
falling because the ceiling's coming apart?
No, from water damage.
Okay.
Because that, of course, that building's really old, but it actually has 2 roofs on it. We figured that out when we were looking into this brick project. And at some point, I don't know if it was because of cost or what, but they just built a second roof over the old roof. And so we know that the new roof isn't leaking, and so it's got to be coming in the intrusion through the parapet walls.
That probably needs to be addressed pretty quick, because one of them tiles from that distance would kill somebody in a heartbeat.
Now, so within the next few days, I should have the pricing done, completed, and after today, once we have that contract set in place, then the contractor can get in there and start working.
Yeah, did you talk to Eric about that too?
Not yet, no.
Then Alamo West Fire and Rescue, we've got both tanks installed this month, and the plumbers are currently working on getting all the plumbing hooked up. Josh's crew with Alamo West, they did a really good job of being available when we needed water put in the tanks for the anchoring and everything, so that went well. Bowles Acre, they started the tank out there today, and so that'll be about an 8-day process, and then we'll be doing the same thing all over again out there. The district courthouse this month, the architects are continuing to make adjustments to the design. We believe we have it in budget, so they're redoing the MEP through the engineers for all the plumbing, electrical, and all that stuff to accommodate the changes that we made. And as soon as that's done, the contractor has stated that he should be able to provide a new cost estimate by the end of December. And if we are in fact in budget, then we'll be ready to move on with some of the site work and break ground and get going on the courthouse. So
Good.
we're moving in the right direction.
Good. It's a slow slog, man.
Do I need to stop for the 10 o'clock?
Yeah, we need to canvass the votes at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
It's item number 15.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trent. Okay, under new business, request approval to certify the canvass of the 2025 regular local election. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Lena Hayes, Otero County Clerk. In your little packet, the first sheet is our little discrepancies. It just lets you know what polling, if you look at Chaparral, we had one fled voter, so they didn't match to what the computer printed out to what their tabulator said. Some guy was just mad because all he had to vote for was, I think there was a question for Gadsden out in Chaparral.
Did you get that a lot?
What was that?
Did you get that a lot? Everybody mad? 'Cause-
Yes, we got that
I
a
did
lot,
too.
especially when they only had soil and water.
And I
They were
had
a
peop-
little shocked.
I had people asking me about that too. Something's wrong with my ballot.
I kept thinking we
Depends
had
on
a
where
bunch
you
of
live.
people in different districts, so of course, I was looking them up, I was checking them on the map, and I was like, no.
Did you tell them to read this? It
Yeah.
talks about districts.
I know, I know. As you see on Facebook too, a lot of people were very angry. Absentee, we had 13 hand tallies, 7 of them were regular absentee and 6 of them were the UOCAVA, which is our military. And then we had 8 rejected ballots. Your next sheet is something we do here in the office. It just lets you know how many days what we mailed out, what was returned on those days, and then it also gives you a breakdown of the counts for early voting. On the last page, it gives a total of registered voters and then total ballots cast, and then your turnout was 18.39%.
Which is pathetic.
It is getting better.
Yes, we could say it's pathetic, but it's better than it has been.
Yes, I think I have it written down. So when we started the local in 19, we had 14.2. And this is the fourth, so it's going up a little bit. We did have 18.9 in 23, so it went down just a little bit. But it really depends on who's running, what districts are what to people getting out.
I mean, we had 32,000 people that were registered that didn't vote.
Yes.
That's pathetic.
Yes.
So don't gripe about your government if you're not going to be bothered to vote.
So I'm curious about same-day registrations.
You know what, I didn't get those counts, but I will email them to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking about that when I was over there, I was like, dang it. Your next is just the total of everything, of all of our counts as a whole. And then the next one is just the total by precinct on ballots cast. And then the next one is just broken down by, like our little buckets that we report to. And then I stand for any questions.
What kind of abnormalities did you have?
Nothing. I feel like it went smoothly. We had one person that was registered in the wrong district. We caught it before he voted. We had him at Hamilton Drive, and he lived on Hamilton Bridge, which put him in city district. Other than that, I mean, it ran smoothly, just like a normal election. I can't think of anything that stands out unless you have something.
Well, I do. How did it work out with the 100-foot? I know we didn't have people campaigning
Nobody
this time.
campaigned.
I know, so it really did, but did everybody understand the entryway and all that?
Yes,
It went
we had
smooth?
big signs, one that said enter here, and then we had a sign that said exit only.
Okay,
I didn't hear any complaints at the fairgrounds. We also didn't advertise them parking inside the gate. We still had the regular people that normally go inside the gate, just to kind of leave that area. The only other thing is for burning of the bowl. Some people said that they wouldn't let them in the gate, but I know we were able to walk in. So I don't know if they were waiting in line to get their tickets and then they went to try to vote, which put them past the 6 o'clock, so they weren't able to. But it was the first day of early voting there, so they did come back and vote. That's the only other complaint I had at the fairgrounds.
and then on the same-day registrations, do you only have one person per location?
We do, yes.
And so when that person goes to lunch and somebody walks in to register, what happens?
All of our poll workers should be able to register them. It's not specific to one person logging in.
Okay,
It's for a site that they log into the computer. So anyone should be able to get onto that computer and register them.
okay. That is probably the biggest complaint I received is from fairgrounds. is that the person, I don't know who that is, wasn't available, and so the people had to leave to register to vote.
Okay, I will address that with them. Because my crew there is pretty good, so,
It happened to the wrong person. That's how I found out about it.
okay. But they did go back and register to vote?
Oh, yes.
Okay, awesome. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
no worries.
Another complaint too that I heard is a lot of people didn't know they could vote for more than one, especially
Soil
for
and water.
Tularosa and for Cloudcroft, all their city and their schools. We had signage and we had like little examples and everything, so I don't know where the miscommunication was. I know I did train that in their schooling for our poll workers. So, I mean, that's just something we're just gonna have to work on, because this is our second election that they run at large.
Okay.
And I know they told me when I went to vote on soil and water conservation, they said you can vote for both of them. I mean, they told me that, so I
Awesome.
know some of them were doing that.
I think some were just lacking. I don't know where the miscommunication is.
They didn't tell me, but I read the
Yeah,
instructions.
it is.
So-
It is on the ballot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I mean, so I knew. Nope, I think you did fabulous for your very first election. You did really good job, and I know you're ready for that primary to come up.
I just want to say my team that I have are amazing. This is their first, half of the staff is their first election ever, and they did an amazing job, and I couldn't have done it without them. That's all I have to say.
And I don't want to bring up anything controversial, but I kind of need to. The ownership and the name changes with the machines, what does that look like for the county?
As far as we're told, there's nothing. It's still the same. Francisco, that's our rep here in New Mexico. He's still the same guy. They have all the same staff. I think it's just a name, as far as we can tell right now. That's all they're telling us.
Okay.
Same machines, same insides and everything. Nothing's changing.
Okay, well, any more?
I'm good.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you to the clerk's office.
We don't need to vote on it?
Yes, you need to.
Oh, I'm
Yeah, I
sorry.
thought so.
Yes, please.
Get back to where I was. Okay, I make a motion to approve this, or to certify the canvass of the 2025 regular local election.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, so now we are to the detention center. Or did you want to finish, Trent? Did you have some more? If you got some, no, come back up so we can finish you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right. Let's see, I was at Twin Forks and Bent flood improvements. We're still working on the design. It's about 50% complete, and then we'll be going after funding to construct those projects. Railroad Avenue Bridge, it's under design right now as well. Jackrabbit Flats Fire Department's is a newer one on my list. Gonna be pricing out water storage tanks and pumps for that station for water storage. Weed Volunteer Fire Department, it's complete other than the sign, and we've got the sign approved, and it's in production now, so then that'll be complete. Demo projects, we have 2 of them that we're waiting on the permits, and we should be taking those down next week. One of them's 25 White Oaks in La Luz, and the other one is 1168 Main in Oro Grande. And so we'll be getting those down. The shooting range improvement grant, I'm currently pricing out that work, and that's also going to be going through the new on-call contracts. That one's already being anticipated to be confirmed today and utilized, and I think it's going to save us a lot of money. Chaparral Law Enforcement Facility, we're hoping to see that grant agreement soon. We got the one for Chins, so we're hoping this one will follow. Cloud Country West and Upper Cox Canyon is all complete. All we lack is meeting with the department and testing everything, make sure all the pump systems work and that everything is going to be in proper order. The animal shelter renovation is all complete, and then we also received notification that we received a $400,000 grant for that. So we're going to be looking into additional kennel units, a portable unit, and so that'll be coming up soon.
We're Trent on that. Where are they gonna put that?
From talking to Loretta, she wants to put it in that back area where they currently park the vehicles.
Okay. I know we don't have very much property down there, so
No,
it's,
I researched that on our deed and everything, and without an official survey, we're out of room on our property. So I looked at maybe possibly the adjacent property that's owned by a church, but the problem is between us and that property is a city road easement. Even though there's not a road there, there's a registered easement there, so it
Because
would.
that telephone pole and, yeah.
Mhm. So it'd be way more costly to, even if the land was donated, to put it on a different chunk of land, because we'd require new service, power service, water, we'd have to get over there, everything across the easements, and so it would be a little more difficult. But we have plenty of room in that back area, it's just gonna shrink their.
What's on the
their
south
area.
side
South side of our property?
of that?
The storage units.
but there's a pretty big distance right there from there to their fence, isn't it? Or is that fence right there, right?
So the city right of way is only about 25 feet off of our fence, our current fence.
Oh. What about to the west?
To the west is the storage units.
Again?
They're backed right up to our property. We're kind of in a little hole right there, surrounded. But putting it where we're talking about putting it keeps us close to all the utilities. We may have to possibly upgrade the service on the whole facility, just to accommodate the additional usage that we're gonna need for the new building. I'm pretty comfortable all of that was all figured into the grant requests, and so I'm pretty positive we can get everything completed that we need within that 400,000.
Anything else? I know, it's good.
And that's about it.
Okay.
Plaque, where are we at on that?
I'm waiting on pricing for that, so I got with DH Stamp here on New York Street, and they've requested to a company that they use for the plaque. I'm just waiting to hear back from them on the price for that. But I emailed you guys for what, the proof on it and
Right.
stuff, so that's what we sent to them, and she said it might be a little expensive because they do charge by the letter, so we did try to make it as short as possible, but you can't shorten it too much.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we're using Dottie.
Yeah, me too,
Yeah.
me too.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trent.
Good morning, Commissioners. Nina Sisler, Correctional Services Director.
morning.
Our October report, our average daily population is 177, it's gone up, it's going up. Total population today, 163. In-house population is 140. We have about 117 males, 23 females. We do have 5 at Otero Prison, 6 on treatment furloughs, 5 out-of-county courts, excuse me, 2 furloughs and 3 Lincoln County. We only have 2 juveniles. We were up to 7 and we're back down to 2, so thank goodness. Video court, we had 60 inside facility, video court for municipal, 103 for magistrate, 112 for district, and 19 for out-of-county courts. In person for magistrate court, we had 31. We had 16 for district, as far as courts. Vacancies, I have 7 full-time vacancies left, yay.
That's
In the
way
single
down from what
digits.
it used to be. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Our new full-time office specialist should start on the 24th. We have 3 actually officers start Monday. One is a returning officer that resigned on good terms, decided to come back. Plus 2, I have 2 starting next week, and I have 2 applications and interviews starting, I think Wednesday. I think I have them scheduled for next week. So we're getting there. So, as far as training, Training officer went to Colorado for PREA investigator training for the facility. And in November, we started our Correction 1 training online. So it dispersed November 1st for our staff. We had 7 transports to the Department of Corrections. We had 7 males transported to Central New Mexico. We had 2 females to Western Women's Correction Facility in Grants. As far as other events, our employee of the month of October, we will determine today, we're a little behind, so we'll do that today. October 14th, we did participate in National Night Out. Terrazas and our Corporal Terrazas and Vargas did a wonderful job. They even took time to make that basketball goal and some things for the kids out there, and they did a wonderful, wonderful job on that. October 29th, we had Sergeant Suriaga and Corporal Wood go up to the Career Day and a Mescalero Apache College Career Day, and that was a good turnout, they said. We did participate October 31st in the trunk or treat event at the Elks Lodge. Lieutenant and our medical company actually participated in that one. We did go to the conference up in Ruidoso for the Southwest Public Safety and Corrections Conference. Saw some new technology, and so December 10th, I am looking at a legal mail kiosk with this vendor where it's encrypted so that detainees can get, I guess, their attorneys. I'm not too sure. I haven't seen the machine yet, but I will see it on December 10th to prevent them using the legal mail for contraband in the facility. So that's
I got one.
one.
You've heard this before. Now that Otero County is doing this Keep Otero County Clean, is there any way we can get some participation from any of the inmates?
We can try. Right now, I have people with very high risk charges. If I did have anybody, it'd probably be females.
They pick up
Yes,
good
we've
too.
done it, we've done it, but I'll have to really look at history and things like that. But right now, I have a lot of high risk, maximum, high, medium inmates.
So
And I don't want to
when-
put the public at risk either.
When they have the next one, I'll get in touch with you or Pamela or whatever.
Okay.
That would be great. I was thinking that too when we were out there.
We
picking up
used to
trash.
do it when we had a lot of lower level offenders, but right now, we have some pretty violent offenders and high classification levels. So,
And I'm hearing we're starting to have issues with the part of the new building.
we have lots of maintenance issues right now. It would take me a long time to go over it.
And they're all out of warranty now.
Oh, they've been out of warranty, yes. With boilers, softeners, everything. Everything on the new side of the jail, which is what, probably a little over 5. Everything, we have major issues going on.
Well, that's too bad. Have something that new and already have that kind of issues with it,
Yes.
that's,
I mean, these boilers, they're all digital, and I think I've been calculating how much it's costing for all this service, because the control panels, when they go out, which have another one out, on a newer, the only one that was operational, Lang's Plumbing was able to get it to operate, because I had no hot water in my kitchen. So I think I have to price out just replacing them, because we're putting so much money into repairs. Softener today, water softener system, having issues again. So, and it's just been ongoing for the past couple months, problems with the new side of the jail. Not the old stuff, but the new stuff. Yes.
that's pretty sad.
On our consent agenda, there's the ratification of the Corrections Recruitment Fund. So are we just extending it?
Yes,
Or-
they
okay.
extended it 26. Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions?
That's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I don't think anybody's here from the Forest Service, so we'll,
I'm frozen.
oh,
I'm frozen.
I know, it's cold. My hands are frozen. Okay, we'll start with consent agenda item number 1, request approval of accounts payable bills BL 13, 14, 15, and 16, 17, and 17A. Number 2, request approval of September 11th, 2025 regular meeting minutes. Number 3, request approval of October 15th, 2025 regular meeting minutes. Number 4, request approval of healthcare assistance claims and disposition claims for November 2025. Number 5, request approval of resolution number 11-12-25/114-24 budget adjustments, November 2025. Number 6, request approval of financial reports for the quarter ending September 30th, 2025. Number 7, request approval to award RFP 26-003 on-call contractor as a multi-award to the following vendors: Otero Welding and Construction, PC Automated Controls Incorporated, 4T4 Excavation LLC, MPC Enterprises LLC, 9 Degrees Construction LLC, Mesa Verde Enterprises Incorporated, White Sands Construction Incorporated, and Facility Build Incorporated. Number 8, request approval of an animal welfare grant between Otero County and the Department of Finance and Administration in the amount of $400,000. Number 9, request approval of the ratification of a Corrections Recruitment and Retention Fund grant agreement in the amount of $525,000. Number 10, request approval of FY 25-26 COPS hiring grant in the amount of $570,972. Number 11, request approval to submit a letter of support for the 2025 Altus Trophy Contest. Number 12, request approval to submit annual fund act and service report to NMEMS Bureau. And that's it.
I'll make a motion to pass the consent agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and number 13, I didn't see Teresa. Okay, so we will skip on that. And unscheduled citizen communication, Christopher Douglas.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
I have some questions. I have a kind of a personal agenda.
Okay, if you'll state your name for the record.
Oh, yes, Christopher Douglas. I reside in Alamogordo. I also have a property in the county on 54. What I've come to today is I'm looking for assistance or what options I have. I have a property at 7132 5470, pretty close to the turnoff to Laluz, or the old Laluz Highway to the base, however you want to look at it. I purchased the property to basically play with my toys, okay? I like antique vehicles, and I kind of like buy, sell, that kind of stuff. The way they did the highway is I have to share a gate with the business next door. The business next door is a metal recycling facility, and kind of the clientele that they bring in here is kind of problematic on who picks up metal and tries to bring it there and extract a little money out of it.
Let's do it for me.
Go on. And then, so, I don't know if there's any way that we could separate the entry. I have to share a shared gate. And if I go out there and the gate's open and I don't see vehicles of the people that I've met, I try to be a good neighbor. And, but sometimes it's very stressful if the gate's open and I don't recognize the vehicles, and then I come, I get kind of, my blood pressure goes up a little bit and I get kind of excited. So I'm looking for options. I can spend, several $1,000s fencing it, but I still have to use that same gate. And I'm wondering if there's a possibility that I could maybe have a separate gate, or put a gate at the end, at the back of the property, which would be inconvenient. I'd rather be able to enter off of 54. But what I'm looking for is options on what is available, what I can do. I did talk to the county road guy. He says the only thing I can do is contact Francisco in Roswell, because it's on 5470, and I will do that. I mean, their trucks have like, took down part of the fence, and they like built it and put up their own fencing. I've asked repeatedly that we,
This is 3 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
are you RV Nichols?
Yes, a little bit, please.
Depends on what you want to know.
What is your role here?
I am the attorney.
Okay,
So,
the county attorney?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can meet, following this meeting if you'd like.
No,
and
no,
talk
I
about
was just
stuff.
interested in your name and
Oh,
what
okay.
your role was here.
On your way
I don't think
out-
it's necessary.
Will you grab my card?
Uh-huh.
And later today, after we get done from here,
Uh-huh.
call my cell phone number?
Sure.
And I can help you deal with Francisco.
Okay. Oh, that would be wonderful.
Okay.
And, I mean, I don't have a problem reaching out and talking to him unless he's evasive on the communication.
I don't think we'll be able to change that entrance,
Uh-huh.
because that was a big fight when they did all that construction.
Uh-huh.
But I think maybe Nunn Road, is that,
Uh-huh.
is that Nunn Road?
I have no
Or
idea.
No Name Road?
Yeah, it's not right.
Nunn Road?
Uh-huh.
Maybe an entrance off of there.
Well, there is a entrance to that corner property from Nunn Road, because that's where the recycling business was previously.
He's got a picture.
I can see what he's talking about. Looks like when they built the entrance, they only built it thinking that was in a conjoined property, so it goes into their side. But that looks like that's a different property on this side, so he would either need an easement to Nunn Road, or they would have to create an entrance into his property.
Okay. I see.
I have not talked to
I can see it down there. Thanks.
the dirt work people that are behind that, which I guess they just moved it back and then sold the lots, because I've seen, and they actually do have an entry off of the back of the property, and they are trying to make improvements on being able to get vehicles in and out. But preferably, I don't want to close off my property at the front, just for in the future, if I do decide to sell the property, that is definitely an advantage to having access to 54 and 70 directly off the property. And I'm just looking for options, and I'm going to take action on what needs to be done to kind of protect my assets, as well as kind of monitor what goes on the other side. And he
Okay,
said,
we're going to have to kind of move on because you were under public comment, and I'm sorry
That's
this has
fine.
gone way
I,
over,
Yeah,
but
sorry.
it's okay.
I was
Call me.
incredibly impatient waiting through all this,
Yeah,
your business.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of offended that you're cutting me off.
well, this is
so-
not just you. I mean, it's a
I
rule.
understand. Thank you for your time.
Please call me this afternoon.
Where's your card?
It's in the front desk when you're
Okay,
leaving.
thank you so much. I
Thank you.
apologize for taking up your time. I was just trying to address my needs.
I have more
Right.
And are you
information
my
for you.
representative?
I am.
Excellent, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mhm.
Have a nice day.
Okay, we'll move on to number 16, request approval of resolution number 11-12-25/114-23, disposition of personal property and fixed assets in accordance with state statute through govdeals.com, an online auction service.
I have no problem with it.
Are you going to recuse yourself? Okay. All right. So I make a motion to approve resolution number 11-12-25/114-23, disposition of personal property and fixed assets in accordance with state statute through govdeals.com.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, number 17, request approval of resolution number 11-12-25/114-25 supporting Lincoln County's opposition to the Barber Springs pumped storage project. Anybody have any discussion on this?
Just so I'm not confusing what the project is, this is the one where they're proposing that 1 mile dam?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, it's a big deal, and they didn't reach out to the county for any input on this, and it takes a ton of their water.
Yep.
So Lincoln County came out, with the resolution that opposed this, and they asked neighboring counties to do the same, so
Yep.
that's why I did this.
Absolutely support. I make a motion that we support Lincoln County's opposition to the Barber Springs pump storage project.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Number 18, request the Board of County Commissioners select and prioritize their capital outlay projects for submission to the New Mexico Legislature.
Commissioners, can you believe it's already that time again?
No.
We're still waiting on the last grants
I
from the
know.
last go-around. Today I'm requesting you select 5 projects and give them priority numbers for me. And they don't have to be in the same order that they are on the ICIP. You can change it up if you want.
I was thinking the courthouse first.
Well, and I do want to say, last month we put the courthouse on the ICIP because we weren't 100% sure if we were going to be under budget. And in talking to Trent, he feels we are going to be now under budget with all the cuts and work they've done. So what I'm suggesting is maybe not pick that one in your top 5, but I want to keep it on the ICIP until the project is completed in case we have to request funding.
Well,
Then the public safety facility, that's the one in Chaparral, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I say that number 1.
I would say that number 1, definitely.
My number 2 was the guardrails.
Oh,
We've been trying to get that for,
Years.
that's just a safety item.
I would go with that, too. Did you go 2?
I don't-
And then my number 3 was the sheriff's office fleet.
I would do that. You agree?
And my number 4 was the 911 expansion.
I'd rather put the 911 expansion and turn it over the guardrail.
Well, I just don't know how much, I mean, we've been expanding on the 911 deal for a lot of money into that. My deal is up there, you take David's deputies that are running on the road in the snow and they plow through those guardrails that are paper thin. They're not doing anything, or any of the residents, I don't know, it's a safety deal for me.
Yeah, we've been trying to get that done since I've been on the commission.
We only get to pick 5, right?
Yes.
Animal control. I'm just gonna throw that in there.
I would go with the road equipment
Yeah,
as my 5.
Tom's got a lot of toys this last year.
But they're not working.
You can buy some new ones and they may not work either.
Okay, so let me read these back to you the way I understood. Number 1, the Chaparral Public Safety Facility. Number 2, the guardrail. Number 3, Sheriff's Office fleet. Number 4, animal shelter. Number 5, road equipment purchase.
So 911, I actually went in there and we have Barney in a little cubicle.
I know. I know. We're outgrowing
We've
the
outgrown
infrastructure
it.
out there. I would,
But with the relocation, the sheriff's office and the 911, can that be like one thing? That's where it's gonna be
What'd she
relocated to,
just say
right?
on this one?
The Sheriff's Office relocation? No, that's building a totally new
That's a whole new
location at the
location.
courthouse, next to the new courthouse.
Oh, I just assumed it was gonna be at the
Yeah.
dispatch. Okay.
no, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the sheriff's office has way outgrown that building.
Yes, they have.
Yeah, I thought the 911 deal was out there.
No, that's dispatch. That's the dispatch. He's wanting to build more offices, make more space.
So read your numbers, you can
Number-
go, you
num-
can start at 4. We're all on 3.
Number 4, I have animal shelter, and number 5, road equipment purchase.
So when are we gonna continue working on the sheriff's office relocation?
That's number 3.
What?
That's number 3.
No, that sheriff's
No.
office fleet was number
Fleet.
3.
Oh.
Yeah, that's for vehicles.
I think I think I marked it as number 4, being the sheriff's office relocation,
Oh, instead
not
of
the
the fleet.
fleet.
I mean, I had that as number 5, but it's a lot of money coming in, but it sure would be nice to do it while they're doing that courthouse.
I know,
Right.
that was my dream, to get it all done at the same time.
I think the relocation's more important than the fleet. We've got a bunch of new units, as long as they don't wreck them.
So move the fleet from 3 to sheriff's relocation to 3?
Yeah. So I wrote down the number 1, public safety, 2, the guardrail, it should be 5. 3 is office relocation, 4, 911 expansion, and then 5, animal shelter is how I wrote it down.
I would do the road equipment over the animal shelter.
I think my only question is if we're getting this 400,000, we're gonna expand the animal
That's,
shelter.
that's what I'm
Okay.
Do
thinking.
we know the needs right away of this if we get a grant?
I want a shelter that we can hire our own in-house veterinarian, and that'll save us hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Well, the animal shelter we have on here, this grant is to build a totally new one for 4.5. So do we wanna invest 400,000 into this facility if we're going to build a new one?
And we gave them a lot of money on the budget this year too. So they're probably over 700,000 this year that they're getting. And if we can get this public safety deal done, we're probably gonna eliminate 60 to 70% of the animals
And
in
chaparral.
her deal.
So I guess if the expansion, if we could move the cats into that new expansion and then turn that, where the cats are right now, into the original intent for an in-house veterinarian, and then bring that up to standards so that we can do our own procedures?
We'd probably have to go back to the drawing board, because as far as I know, that expansion is solely for dogs, and it was gonna be built that way, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I mean, if we could just, I mean, because that's what that building was intended for. That's my intent of a new animal shelter, because how much do we spend in spaying and neutering? You know, we could have a veterinarian employed, even at like $130,000 a year, and we'd still be saving money. So that's,
Up to you guys.
so it may not be $4.5 million worth, but it's something that we need to pursue.
Okay, so start over again with your numbers.
Okay, I'm
think
not sure
we're
I got
just-
4 and 5. I got number 1, Chaparral Public Safety Facility. We're good there.
Yeah.
Number 2 is the guardrail. We're good there. Number 3, I feel like we're good on sheriff's office relocation. Okay, and then number 4, we were looking at, I still have animal shelter, but number 5 was E911 expansion. That was thrown out there too. So 4 and 5, I need you guys to all agree on.
So how about 4, 911 expansion, and 5, road equipment?
That's what I have.
Okay.
Okay. Courthouse need to stay at 10 because it's a floater.
I know, it's gotta stay in there.
Don't take any space up on it.
Okay, so that's our top 5? All right, I just need a vote.
Okay,
Oh.
I make a motion to prioritize our capital outlay projects as number 1, public safety facility, number 2, Sacramento River Road guardrail, number 3, sheriff's office relocation, number 4, E91 expansion, and number 5, road equipment purchase.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you, Commissioners.
Yay! Okay, number 19, discuss and consider the purchase of state land office right-of-ways under the state lands office amnesty program in the amount of $88,303.35.
Commissioners, this has been a request since I have been at the county in my 20 years. Back when Commissioner Moore was in office, they came to us and then they wanted $200,000 for these right-of-ways. So when I got this new quote for only 80-something, I was quite shocked, but he assures me we're getting a discount. He did want to make sure I knew that we were one of the top 10 still not legal in the state for accepting and agreeing to this.
I say no.
I say no too. And then, so my question is, because in here there's a threat of trespass. Tell me about that.
I'm not as spun up on this as I would like to be, but it has been an ongoing issue, it appears, and other counties have settled with the state land office and paid for these right-of-ways. And it looks like we've even paid some money, like significant money, for some easements that don't appear to be as good a deal as what this is. Is the going rate that I can see is $10 per rod. Rod is a measurement on roads and property. I don't really know how long a rod is, but that, you know, they've quoted it in miles and rods, and if we went at the $10 rate for existing rods, that would be $761,000 compared to the 80-something thousand that is being proposed.
I can follow up on that price per rod. He stated instead of paying $30 a rod for right-of-ways with 35-year terms, this program allows for the low rental, which that concerns me because it's a rental,
Yeah.
is $1.16 a rod. And instead of having a defined term, this program allows for the right-of-way to be for as long as being used and maintained as a county road. This is a savings of 96%, he says.
So this is a one-time pay, or is this yearly?
It looks like mostly it's 35 years.
Based on what Pamela just read, it sounds to me that is as long as the county's maintaining it.
That's what he.
Which is much better than these 35 year ones.
Yeah, if legalized under this program, that same 2.8 millimeter, he's talking about rods again, would amount to only $88,303, with the added benefit of the rights-of-way having a virtually endless term.
Does that apply to the existing ones, as far as you know?
The existing 76,124 rods of road currently trespassing state trust land.
No, I mean the ones that we've already paid for.
I'm not aware of what we've
Okay.
already paid for.
Because that's something I would, this, at least on its face, sounds like a deal and in our interest. Because fighting it, at least on its face, doesn't look like we have a good chance of success, and that would be expensive and likely exceed this amount. But if we're negotiating this, I would want to see if we could get the previous ones that we paid for that have 99 years, and some of them are 35 years. If the same, as long as they're being county maintained, language could be added to those.
The purpose of this, so like the Sacramento Road, River Road. So we're gonna put up this guardrail and we don't have easement. So the state says, okay, you're trespassing, what are they gonna do, rip out the guardrail? What is the purpose of this?
It seems to be a constitutional issue of needing to receive some type of compensation or consideration for use of roads that belong to the state.
So it's 237 miles is what they're claiming that we owe. So what if we just offer them $1 a mile and say, and go, that way we are out of the anti-donation or whatever they're claiming why we need to owe for this constitutional purpose?
Well, and another thing, they have the road widths. And I don't know if this is the right-of-way width or the width of the road itself. Everything is at 30 foot. And our right-of-ways on our county roads are so, they're crazy different. Some of them are 15 foot, some of them are 5 foot. Some of them there's very little. I mean, like almost nothing. So when they're figuring that, what is that 30-foot width?
Based off of? Yeah. That's a good question, because some of these others range from, like, I see 150 feet wide to 20. It may just be specific to the situation with each of those roads. Tom would have to, would be the most familiar with some of these.
And then why do they show us Sierra County's trespass
I was
road?
just gonna ask that.
Yeah.
This is
That's a
Sierra.
typo, even on the spreadsheet.
So that's supposed to be
The miles-
Otero?
It should be Otero.
Oh, okay.
I was just wondering.
I'm like, what are
I
they-
don't really care what's happening in Sierra County, not my,
What-
not my
that's what I was
monkeys, not
wondering.
my
Are they
circus.
showing us how much they were fined?
Yeah, no kidding.
And so what happens if we say no?
Said no for 15 years.
Say that again?
We've said no for 15 years. But even if we agree to pay some of this, we need to get that clarification, because some of the roads down on the Mesa and stuff, there is no right. So, I mean, there's 750 miles of road down there. So,
So should we table this for more information,
That's what I
or?
was just fixing to do.
Yeah, let's table it for a month and see what negotiating we can do and what questions. At $1 per mile, that's probably, I don't know, a couple cents per rod. We can start there and
237 bucks. I say that's what we offer 'em.
Yeah.
we'll meet somewhere in the middle, maybe.
Yeah. I like how you think. In there, I saw that there's 5,280 feet in a mile, and there's 320 rods equivalent in that mile. So however that figures out.
Okay, I'll second tabling it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, number 20, request approval to have an updated preservation plan for 1101 New York Avenue in the amount of $40,088.04.
Commissioners, the reason I brought this for you, our current plan is from 2009. It's when we purchased this building from the federal government. We need to update our plan for various reasons. One, it tells us structurally how we're looking, but we're wanting to apply for some grants for the maintenance. You know, there's strict requirements with historic buildings. And it was mentioned to us that we didn't have a really good chance with some of these grants if our plan was this outdated. So that is why we're looking at this. And this would be one of our on-contract engineers that would do this and quote. This is the quoted amount for that.
And does that upgrade the temperature control?
Either, we need to build a Kiva fireplace in here. Have some wood burning stove in here.
Yeah, so because the plan is so old, that's why I'm requesting that. And the fact that we've gotten by since 2009 without a new one is pretty awesome, but it's time.
I found some pictures of when this building was being built at the museum, our historical museum, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it showed it going up from the ground, so it's pretty interesting, but it's old.
Yeah.
Like 1934, I think, something like that. So it's been a minute, but it's been a good building. It's staying together better than our new frickin' jail out there.
That's what I was just fixing to say.
1934, and we're still sitting here. Yeah, not happy.
I'll make a motion to do something. Let me see.
To do something?
Yeah, to approve, to have our plan updated for preservation for this building, 1101 New York, in the amount of $40,088.04.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. You just gave Trent something else to do.
Yeah, add it to your
Oh,
list.
We don't want him without anything to do.
Yeah.
He might run out of, he might run out of a job.
Okay, we're skipping number 21 until after executive session, so we'll move on to number 22. Request approval of reappointment of Gary Scarborough, Twyla Lewis, Brian Muse, and Jonah Lou Schaefer to the Public Land Use Advisory Council.
I make a motion that we approve the reappointment of those people.
I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Pass, or aye.
Yeah, they're all doing a great job.
Yep.
We appreciate them very much. Okay. So now we'll go on to our commissioners' reports.
All right, been back down to Chaparral some more. Seems like I need to get me a home down there.
You do.
Went to the Crime Stoppers event. That's the event that's been going on forever. It seems like the interest on that is kind of dropping. There was a lot of
Sad.
empty chairs that night. They had to sell a lot of extra tickets at the door too, so it's, the burning of the bull was it was a good event. It was very good. It was very well put on. Everybody that was involved in that did a great job. We all went to the soil and water meeting. That was on the dams. I don't know, that turned in from a little project to a nightmare, multi-million-dollar nightmare. Anyway, we'll see how they plan out on that. Went to the Flickinger to meet the candidates. That was interesting. Kind of leave it at that. Went after the Nick Paul resignation. I've had a lot of phone calls, a lot of emails. Went up to the meeting in Ruidoso for the interview of the candidates. That was very interesting. There was everyone that was there, all 8 of them were very, I was surprised at what kind of good quality that people were wanting to put in for. So that's a good thing. Did the KOCB cleanup. Like I had talked about that a little earlier. I was a little disappointed in that, but it'll get better. It'll get bigger. And I went to the Sacramento Mountain Foundation meeting on another one of the, I call it a facelift for Alamogordo. They had several oppositions they were bringing forth. Some of them I think could very possibly work. Some of them I don't think would ever work in this town because they were kind of designed for housing deal and everything, like no parking. It's like for people that didn't have cars and stuff in a big, like New York City type thing. Everything's too spread out to have, around here, grocery stores or whatever. So I don't think any of those options would work, but it's interesting to hear what they say. That was it.
I went to the Thrive Corks and Shells. Instead of going to the Burning Bull, I babysat so my daughter could go to Burning Bull, and she said it was amazing.
It was very good.
The Soil and Water Watershed Dam meeting, which is just almost an impossible reach. Attended another Zoom with the cooperation with Lincoln County, Otero County on the mental illness facility. I went to the One Church event, which was really amazing. I enjoyed that one. Great, a lot of people there. Crime Stoppers, which is something I've gone to since I was a teenager, and it almost made me cry about the attendance that was there. So that we've got to work on building that up for next year. I attended the Flickinger debate and luckily left before all the excitement. Joint commission meetings with the Lincoln County. Every single candidate had gifts and talents. The Otero County cleanup did that, and my husband and I did 9 trash bags, so that was good. Went to an event, Black Hats and Pearls in Ruidoso, a fundraiser. Have been to very many FRW meetings statewide. Went to the election watch party here in Otero County. I went to the New Mexico Auto Industry Convention, which is really important just because of the changes with technology, electric vehicles, the pilot program with heavier vehicles on our roads and all of that. Went to the Rio Grande Foundation Gala and learned a lot about our GRT and that. Very interesting. Been to Rio Arriba. Spoke with the natives there, which was also listening to what they have to say. I can't read my handwriting. Oh, and the side-by-side meeting. And I just want to reiterate about the side-by-side meeting. It was never, I don't think, any of our intent to take away the rights of our legal citizens. So, that was totally framed.
Misunderstood.
Yes, where we were just going to just shut down the forests and so,
Yeah.
never our intent.
You
I'm
good?
done, yes.
Okay. All right. Since our last meeting, I submitted comments to the Federal Register. It's document BL 2025-001-001 regarding the support of the rescission of the Conservation and Landscape Health Rule, and I think that's getting some traction, and I think that's going to happen. I'm really excited about that. Of course, Steve Pierce got appointed as the BLM director now, so I'm hoping that maybe we'll get some help in that.
Confirmed next week.
Yep. So hopefully we get some help from him. Attended the Otero County Soil and Conservation meeting along with Commissioners Brella and Matherly. And like they've said, we talked about the dams that they oversee up in Otero County, which is it's a massive project. And I wanted to congratulate Colt Howland and Eddie Behill to get reelected to that board. They do a great job. They just are under the radar. They don't get paid. It's a lot of time, a lot of dedication for them to do that. Attended the Crime Stoppers dinner, and like the other commissioner said, the attendance was down this year, and I was sad to see that. Attended the special meeting regarding the OHVs. Attended the Public Land Use Advisory Council meeting here at the county office, and we talked about that BLM Conservation and Landscape Health Rule. Attended the joint meeting with Lincoln County for the interview process of the applicants to fill the vacated Senate seat in District 33, and like's been said before, we had 8 amazing people that came forward, and I hope we can find something for all of them to do. I hope they'll all stay in the fight because they were so good. Chaves County selected Rex Wilson, Otero County selected John Block, and Lincoln County selected Mark Fisher. So now these names will be submitted to the governor for her selection. And congratulations, we're going to have a new mayor, Sharon McDonald. The city commissioners, the new one is Baxter Patillo. Steve Burnett won his reelection, Josh Reardon won, and of course Angie Cadwalder got reelected to our Alamogordo School Board. Cloud Croft's going to have a new mayor, Mayor Wiley, And their new Cloudcroft trustee is Keith Hamilton. And then there was a few in Thule that I didn't write down that I missed.
Casey Otero.
Did she win hers?
for-
I knew there was
for
2 vote difference the last time I saw.
The village and for the school board, and Chris Rupp for the village.
Okay.
And I don't remember who, oh,
With your other school.
okay,
And
yes.
Stephanie Tace, okay. So congratulations to all them as well. I'm leaving early in the morning for Santa Fe for a state board meeting on Thursday and a joint meeting with the New Mexico Association of Counties and New Mexico Municipal League on Friday. So other than that, everybody have a happy and safe Thanksgiving.
That is right around the corner.
I know, it is.
All right, Commissioners, as you know, I attended the International County City Managers Association Annual Conference in Tampa. Huge turnout, huge conference, more meetings than you could possibly attend. It was fantastic, lots of great ideas I brought back with me, so I'm excited for that. I did meet with Rodney with Keep Otero County Beautiful to kind of talk about where we can get more education out there, because the key really is educating, because, you know, like discussed here today, it's if you don't take pride in your property, you're not gonna get them to make a change. So I think education is really key. And we did talk about whether, I can't make employees volunteer for anything. The idea was brought up before. I'm gonna have a staff meeting next week. I'm gonna bring it up to my department heads. It has been asked by that board if we would send employees out 1 or 2 every week for 2 hours to clean up on the side of the roads. I'm gonna have to talk to my department heads and see if they're willing to do that. And then, of course, we'll have to have RB involved, because that is not part of the duties they are assigned as a county employee. If we could run into problems, putting them at risk on the side of the road, I wanna make sure we're covered before we implement a program, if I get participation. A couple of things I'm working on. I have started the process of applicant tracking on our website. So Tyler Software has a module, doesn't cost a fortune. I have the budget. The public can apply for jobs online. They can register, and every time they apply, it pulls their data back in. They can upload certifications. We can disqualify them right away if they don't have certifications. The apps are sent to HR and then the appropriate department head. It's really gonna streamline a lot of things, make things easier. We're gonna have better oversight. And I think, I'm really hoping it'll make it easier for applicants across the nation to apply with us. Because right now it's paper, you know, even with Indeed, you have to still fill out an application and send it to us. I'm hoping we see more applicants through this process. I am still waiting for the road lease and rifle range lease from the BLM that I applied renewals for. They always take forever. We're still working on the RFP for IT. The only thing that took so long is we reached out to other counties. Hey, what do you have? Let's borrow it so we don't recreate the wheel. No one sent us anything. So we had to reach out to other states. And the end of last week, Wendy and I put the final touches to it. I'm just waiting to get it for review, and then we'll get that out. And then our new agenda software, I have the first kickoff meeting next week. I'm of course gonna talk to staff next week at the staff meeting about that process. So hopefully I have that meeting before the staff meeting and can tell them when we're gonna have training. My anticipation is going live January 1. And then the last thing, we are finally holding interviews next week for wildlife services. And that's all I have.
How many applicants do we have for wildlife?
We had 5, but I only picked 3 because they were all that was qualified. But we do have 3 good applicants.
Have you met with or talked with the Donaana manager yet?
No, I have not heard from him.
Because the commissioner down there keeps saying they got their bond or whatever it was that they had passed, which is several $1 million that's coming in, and they were wanting to contribute some to the sheriff's department or the new facility down there if they could get an office for.
Right, that was something they needed to speak to Sheriff
So,
Black about, right?
I'm just,
I'll reach out again, but no, every attempt, I'm not getting responses.
okay.
And I sent you that last email string showing you I'm not getting responses. But yeah, I can try again.
David, can you reach out to the Donaana sheriff and see if they can get the manager to contact, so we can try to maybe get this worked out. Even if it's $1 million or something, they were talking about $1 million.
Okay.
I mean, it would help.
And I actually have a question for Ms. Selena. I think we've already voted on all the precinct locations, the polling locations for the primary and the general, right?
So I am right now working with Rod Adair, and we're splitting 36 and 12. He's supposed to have it to me at the beginning of December, and you guys should be voting on it in the December meeting.
I have a lot of requests to have the voting longer in Chaparral. How do we extend that?
I mean, the numbers that we had for this one, they don't, I mean, I have 4 people working there. They had 11 the first day, 9 the second day, and 11 the last day. I'm out there 3 days. I think that is plenty, unless for some reason we get a lot of more voter participation, but we just don't have it down there
Okay.
to be open, to make it cost effective.
That's perfectly understandable.
But even on a big election days, it's just barely over 100
Yeah.
out of,
I could get you those numbers for the last governor's race and presidential. I mean, it's not,
and I still don't know what the true number is of the people that live in Otero County. I get from 15,000 to 7,000. I don't know, but a lot of those residents down there are probably not even American citizens. I mean, so I don't know what kind of numbers, and I don't know what kind of numbers Donna Anna gets down there, if they get, if they get more. But seriously, I know it's less than 150. I haven't really seen anything over 150 in the last few years.
if we had voter participation out there, we would be out there longer, but I just can't justify it, especially because my coworkers now, they take off from their regular jobs to be there for the 3 days now.
Excuse me. I keep hearing about the voting, and I tell you what, as far as I'm concerned, the voting sucks. The people that live in the county, you can't vote for anything. I went to vote, I could vote for the county, for the school board, and they had 6 people on there, and I voted for 2. I did make some calls to try to get some information back. And then the water thing, and you could vote for 2, but there was only 2 people on that list. So they talk about people not showing up to vote. My husband wouldn't go vote. He said, I don't know none of them people, and we can only vote for 2 things. And I just said, because I voted all my life, and I went and voted. And the county, the people that live in the county don't have a damn thing to say about what goes on in the cities. And they talk about people not showing up to vote. I imagine there's a lot of people that live in the county that didn't show up to vote. So, where do the county people spend their money? My address is Tularosa. I don't live in Tularosa. I go to Tularosa sometimes I go to a restaurant. I go to the store occasionally. Most of the time if I'm going to buy something, I go to Walmart to do my shopping. Anything that you buy, where in the hell is there to buy it in the county? You don't. So I think something needs to be done. The people that support everything that in the county, they have to buy their food, they have to buy everything that you buy. You have to get your car fixed, you have to go into Alamogordo. So all the money that you spend is spent in the cities, but yet you can't vote for anybody. You can vote for the sheriff, because he's county, when it comes up again. But most of the things you take up for anyway. Well, I've had my say.
Good morning, Commissioners. I've had some meetings on the courthouse. Very soon there'll be a sign going up stating that construction is coming. So that'll be the first like physical presence showing that progress is happening. Just about got the plans put together so that they're in budget. So that was the thing that was taking the longest. So I'm hoping to move forward fairly quickly in the new year. We've not had any meetings with the Army Corps of Engineers on our grant projects with them the last 2 months because of the shutdown, but that is coming to a close. So hopefully we'll reconnect with them and get going in the next couple weeks. On the Metropolitan Redevelopment project for Patriot Point, I spoke with the city attorney about an hour ago. They have their ordinance ready to go, and it will be, the first reading will be on their November 18th meeting, and then the second reading will be on their December 2nd meeting, and they will vote on that day. And once that is approved, we are ready to go, full speed ahead. The notices have gone out for our public hearing on December 9th. The area that is described in that is a large square. I will work on narrowing it down between now and that meeting. The main focus is facilitating the Patriot Point development, but while we're at it, it makes sense to create opportunity for additional investment and development. But we want to be efficient too, and if it's too large of an area, is going to require more work, and we have to send a certified letter to every property owner in the area, so that can get expensive and time intensive quickly. But there are areas in the vicinity that there's potential for development. So I don't know, it may end up like some gerrymandered little squiggle that doesn't make sense, but for getting Patriot Point and any other areas that have potential for either new developments or a facelift. So that is all I have right now, and unless there are questions.
I got a question. Did you get any more information on that pipeline coming out of, I guess, out of Carlsbad area, Chevron or Phillips,
I
whichever
think
one?
it's Phillips 66, I think.
I did. I spoke to the lobbyist and representing them, and he said it's just initial information. What I didn't realize, maybe it was on that sheet I shared with you, but it's gasoline. It's already like processed gasoline, and it is going all the way to California to make up for their closures of refineries.
Get rid of their environment, they wouldn't have to close their refineries, would they?
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense in terms of efficiency or anything. I was hoping it was natural gas or something, and that it would give us the opportunity to maybe encourage further development and be able to tie into it and open some stuff up. But right now, that doesn't seem to be the case. But as they move along further, we'll keep looking at it and see, looking for any potential benefit to the county. And there will be benefit from the presence of construction and that activity. But if there's additional opportunities, we want to capitalize on them.
Because the gentleman that I talked to was saying that they're gonna lay that line next to the existing two. Well, the map that they sent us, or the one that I looked at, this new line coming across the county there is no existing. There's two existing lines that leave El Paso to go to Phoenix. So I don't know if this is all on, I don't know if there's a line already coming across there or not, but it's not showed on their map.
They're looking for areas where there is existing pipeline already, so they can just put it next to it and get in on those easements.
Yeah.
Rather than get new ones, so it might end up going next to the ones that are going from El Paso to Phoenix.
So this is processed fuel, it's not crude oil?
No.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know, maybe you could tap in and fill your car up.
There you go, have a county tank down there.
Commissioners, before you go into executive session, we just got a notification from the city. They're announcing, starting today, they have goat grazing for weeds mitigation in ditches and drainage basins. They're partnering with Naturally Balanced Farms to bring goats in to clean ditches. And today on 16th Street Ditch, they have some goats available for viewing and education.
Well, there you go. Goat
In
patrol.
case you want to see some goats.
Yeah.
What's 16th
16th
Street?
Street Ditch.
Washington? 16th Street. There's no ditch on, I mean, you have Washington Park.
Hold on, I think there may be a map.
Do you think we should
There's a
maybe
map.
assign some goats to Tom?
Well, I was thinking the same thing. maybe.
I was going
Stake
there.
them out on the
I was
roadside?
going there.
He's not here to defend himself.
This is a really tiny map, but I'll forward you the announcement.
That's
It's hard to
interesting.
see on this map.
I want to go see some goats.
Okay, you have anything else?
No, I listened to them talk about their plan before. I thought it was hilarious, but how they gonna keep the goats in them ditches and, anyway.
Have to stake them
You know what
out?
we used to fill up a tire full of water, a woolen tire, and tie our goat to it, and just put our goat where we needed the wings cleaned up.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Wait till they get a collective bargaining agreement, and
Yeah.
then they're just not gonna be able to deal with it.
Those conditions are rough.
Yeah, those goats. Okay, all right, I make a motion to hold an executive session under NMSA 1978-10-15-1 to discuss threatened pending litigation and limited personnel matters.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Need a roll call?
Commissioner Markort?
Here?
Commissioner Matherly?
Here.
Commissioner Rhodes?
Here.